Hello everybody, this is Magnetar Prime, and here I have the 5th figure of the Transformers Collectors Club subscription service 2.0 for the year 2014, Chromedome and Stylor. With these two figures we also get this nice card, which features a very nice graphic design of Chromedome. We also get to see the technical data and the BIOS of this figure. Now I'm gonna get this aside. Chromedome is an Autobot headmaster and appeared for the first time in the 3rd season of the Transformers Generation 1 series, and he is also featured in the Japanese animated series The Headmasters, in which he is second in command after Fortress Maximus. Chromedome comes with this figure right here, which is his partner Stylor, and in the Generation 1 series he's a Nebulon and is actually able to combine and transform into the head of Chromedome. However, in the Japanese series they don't mention this character at all. Now this is a really cool figure. As you can see, it has a lot of details. It has a nice Autobot logo right here in the middle of his chest. The head sculpt is really cool and it features more details. Now, just so you know, this figure came misassembled. Actually the legs and the arms were assembled the wrong way, and this is an easy fix. All you have to do is snap them out of place and invert the position. Now I'm going to transform this figure into his weapon mode, which is a crossbow, and it can be used by Chromedome once he transforms into his robot mode or into his vehicle mode. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like real quick once Chromedome is holding out this weapon, or his partner Stylor as a weapon. And this is a really cool figure and a very nice homage to the character Chromedome from the first generation. However, this figure is designed after the looks of the IDW comic. We can see that it features a nice head sculpt, and this is a head sculpt designed after the looks of the IDW character Chromedome. We can see that this figure features nice Autobot logos right here, one on each of his shoulders. We can see more details right here on the chest section of this figure, and the colors applied to this figure are a very nice homage to Chromedome. They're very similar, and this is what it looks like from the backside view. We can see that this section right here, they didn't cover it or anything like that. Now this figure has a little issue. This particular figure, the knee is a little bit loose. I also want to mention that the arms seem to be a little bit longer compared to the rest of the body. However, this is a really cool figure. We can see that the head is on a ball joint and it can be moved up and down and to the sides. The arms are also on a ball joint and they can be rotated 360 degrees. The articulation of the elbow is on a pin right here, and it seems to have like some kind of double articulation. Now I'm going to show you the hands, which have been very well designed. We can see a lot of details sculpted right into the plastic mold. They can be rotated and they're partially articulated. Now I'm going to show you the leg articulation for Chromedome. The legs are on a ball joint and they don't have any issues being moved to the sides, front and back. There's also a swivel right here to help you with the articulation of this figure. The knee is very articulated, and actually the design of the legs look really cool, and honestly the paint job applied is amazing. Now this figure is actually a repaint of the Transformers Prime wheeljack. Now I'm going to show you the weapons that comes with Chromedome, and these are two swords and they look really cool and they're really nice. Now I'm going to show you what Chromedome looks once he's holding up his weapons, or these two swords. Let me show you that real quick. Let's push this right in. I'm going to do this with the other one, and like I say, this figure is actually designed on the looks of the IDW comic Chromedome. And this is what it looks like when he's holding up his weapons. Now I'm going to rotate it around real quick. And one thing is that these weapons can be actually attached on the lower side of the vehicle once Chromedome is transformed into his alternative mode. But you can also have the option of maybe storing the weapons right here, and I did this earlier and it seems to work just fine for me. So this is the way I'm going to store the weapons of Chromedome if he's not holding them up, just like that. Now I'm going to transform Stylor back into his robot mode. And for this first size comparison, here I have the BotCon 2014 exclusive figure Knight Jinrai right next to Chromedome. As you can see, these two figures looks awesome. Now I'm gonna move them front to front. Now let's rotate this figure so you can see the backside view of Chromedome and Knight Jinrai. I honestly think that Botcom and the Transformers Collectors Club are doing a great job releasing exclusive figures of characters from the Transformers series, Super God Master Force and the Headmasters. Now let's get Knight Jinrai out of the way. Because this time, here I have Pirate Scorponok, also another exclusive from the 2014 Botcon. And as you can see, they were actually able to redesign this figure and turn it into a Headmaster. All they did was add this little panel right over here. Now I'm gonna put this aside. However, they were not able to redesign this figure right here, Chromedome, and turn it into a Headmaster. It seems like it would have been a little bit more complicated, and despite the fact that this figure is not really a Headmaster, it still looks great. And here we have these two figures front to front. As you can see, the size difference is pretty obvious. Now let's get Pirate Scorponok out of the way. And for our final size comparison, here I have Chromedome and Stylor right next to the reissue figure Cerebro, which comes with Fortress Maximus. As you can see, the figure Cerebro is slightly bigger than Chromedome, and I have to admit that these two figures are really cool. I would definitely like to see Cerebro and Fortress Maximus re-released under the Transformers Generations line sometime. I really think that that will be awesome. Now I'm gonna transform Chromedome into its alternative mode. And this is actually a repaint of the Transformers Prime figure Wheeljack. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work with the legs. I'm going to fold this panel down and we're going to rotate this around. Now I'm going to fold this towards the side and I'm going to slide this section all the way down. I'm going to lock this in place. And I'm going to do the exact same thing with the other leg. I'm going to rotate this section around just like so. Let's do this real quick. And this panel we're going to fold it to the side and we're going to slide it down. Now we're going to lock these two legs together in place, and this is going to form the front side of the alternative mode of the vehicle of Chromedome. Now we're going to work on the arms of this figure. All I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this towards the side and I'm going to rotate them around just like so. And I'm going to fold this in and I'm going to do the exact same thing with the other arm. I'm going to push this towards the side. I'm going to rotate this around 180 degrees. Now I'm going to move the arms this way, and this section, this panel right here, we're going to fold it in just like so, and this panel right here we're going to push this in and we're going to fold this panel all the way down and we're going to fold it all the way up. Now what I'm going to do is this section right here, we're going to fold it down and we're going to make sure that this panel right here is folded down properly and it attaches right here. Now once we secure this panel right here, all I have to do is work with the arms. And actually we have to be careful because the fist must be positioned this way so it fits properly. Now this is what I'm going to do real quick. I'm going to push this panel in just like so, and I'm going to do the exact same thing right over here, making sure that the fist is positioned in the right way. And here we have the alternative mode for Chromedome, and that was the entire transformation. Here I have Chromedome transform into its alternative mode, which is a really cool sports car. I'm gonna bring it closer to the camera, and I have to admit that I really like the design of this figure once it's transformed into its alternative mode. I really think that the paint job applied is awesome, and this is what it looks like from the top side view. We can see that it features a very nice logo of the Autobots, one on each side of the vehicle mode. Now, just so you know, the original design of this figure featured an Autobot logo right here on the hood, but it was so big that everybody started complaining, and the Transformers Collectors Club decided to remove that option. Now, I'm going to rotate this figure around real quick, and I have to admit that this is a really cool vehicle mode. Also, if you're wondering where are the source of this figure, well, they can be stored right here, the underneath section of the vehicle mode. There's a little tab right here. But you can also have a couple options that you can do with the swords once Chromedome is transformed into its alternative mode. As you can see, there's two connectors, one on each side of this vehicle, and you can actually insert the swords or any other weapon if you have one. And this, in my opinion, this is a really cool option. You know, the other option with the swords is that you can actually attach them right here on the front side. There's a tab right here on each side, and I'm going to show you that real quick. And I really think that this is another cool option. and you can have your figure displayed this way. And as you can see, this is a repaint of the Transformers Prime mold wheeljack. Now I'm gonna set the swords aside real quick. The other option is that we can also use a Stylor, and we can combine it with Chromedome once it's transformed into its vehicle mode. And I have to admit that the design of this little figure Stylor is really cool. And the only thing is that you actually won't be able to open up all this section all the way, because it will get in the way. But if you want, you can display your figure this way, and I think this is just another cool option. Now let's compare Chromedome and wheeljack once they're transformed into their alternative mode. And as you can see, the figure Chromedome has a small alternative mode. You can see it right here next to wheeljack, and the difference in size is big. Now this is what they look like front to front, and these two are really cool figures. Like I said, the swords can be stored right here underneath the car, and it's a really nice option. Now I'm gonna move wheeljack out of the way, because I want to compare Chromedome right next to Bumblebee. And as you can see, the size of these two figures is very similar. This is what it looks like front to front, and this is what they look like from the backside view. If you put them side to side, these two figures are almost the same size once they're transformed into their alternative mode. And here for our final size comparison, I have Generations Drift right next to Chromedome. As you can see, the size of Generations Drift vehicle mode is a lot bigger than the size of Chromedome once it's transformed in his vehicle mode. Now let's move them closer to the camera, and you see that the size difference is pretty obvious. Actually, it seems like with time the deluxe class figures are shrinking. Now let's move Drift out of the way. Now that we have seen Chromedome transform into his robot mode and into his alternative mode, also his partner Stylor, I have to say that this is a really cool figure. The colors are very similar to the Generation 1 character Chromedome. The vehicle mode looks awesome, and it features a very nice paint job. One thing that I want to mention is that the head sculpt of this figure wasn't designed after the looks of the Generation 1 character Chromedome. It was actually designed after the IDW looks of Chromedome. The transformation for this figure is really simple, and it doesn't take a lot of time. The articulation is good, and as you can see, this figure looks awesome transformed into his robot mode, and it will definitely be a great addition to any Transformers collection. And with this, I conclude this video review of the Transformers Collectors Club exclusive figure Chromedome and Stylor. This is Magnetar Prime. Until next time. If you like this Transformers video review, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Magnetar Prime, or stop by my Facebook page, Magnetar Prime Reviews. This is Magnetar Prime. Until next time.